I'm Larson, and that is Alex, and we like to adventure in old abandoned airplanes and do stupid shit.
Welcome to my house, baby, take control now. We can't even slow down. We don't have to go a while. Welcome to my house, play that music too loud. Show me what you do now. We don't have to go a while. Welcome to my house.
Yep.
Welcome to my house.
Well, we really have Instagram story feature to thank for this podcast. Back in 2016, when no one used Instagram stories, I decided to put my Snapchat user on my story to tell people to hit me up there, which is very much not something I would normally do, so I don't know why I even did that. But if Alex had never added me back on Snap from posting on my story, we might not be here today.
Which is kind of funny because I think both of us use the Instagram stories feature more now. It's a little bit more aesthetic.
Yeah, because we're not high school boys.
Okay, well, anyways, after I added Larson on Snapchat, we became friends because he finally started coming down outside to hang out with me. For context, we worked at the same airport, the same flight school. He was doing front desk and dispatch, and I worked in maintenance, so I was deemed too dirty to come up into the office.
I feel like that is still true.
Probably. But I kept bugging him to take me flying, and one day, he finally gave in. The rest was sort of history.
Except for the part where we went to college in different places.
Yeah, so sad. But every summer, we've been going on tons of adventures, mostly in airplanes, sometime in fast cars. We even did a super low overflight of New York City, which included buzzing over his sort of then girlfriend's rich house in the Hamptons, which somehow didn't end up in a warning from the FAA.
We've also gone flying, camping, crawling in abandoned airplanes, and hiking to try to find the site of a plane crash from the 50s in the Santa Cruz Mountains. Which we didn't find it, but neither did the rescuers.
And in part, that's why we decided to start this podcast. Both of us are pretty serious people, even if it doesn't seem like it initially. We both think that studying airplane accidents are a really interesting way of understanding the aviation industry.
It honestly started with wine night while binge watching Air Crash Investigation, which is a real show that has just as many seasons as Law & Order SVU. But then we realized that we could create our own platform to share some of the most interesting stories in aviation.
And we wanted to do this in a fun and, I guess, easily digestible way, if we could, because we shockingly have friends outside of aviation, and we think that they might care about this stuff. Or they might completely disclaim any knowledge of us after we air this first episode, which is fine. It's okay. I won't take it personally.
I will take it personally, but there's only one way to find out. We've been line up and wait for a while, but it's time to get this show on the road.
Time to release the brakes.
Power up.
Engine gauge is green.
Airspeed alive.
And rotate.
This is Crash Course, an aviation podcast about our mistakes.